Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the Davis versus Martin undercard, as we are going to discuss the Tank Davis and Frank Martin undercard, as that card on Amazon Prime takes place June 15th on pay-per-view. Before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. And if you guys could support and get on board for the fantasy heavyweight tournament that I'm going to be doing and getting started between this week and next week, that would be great. So let's get into this fight card now, as it looks like it's shaped itself out. It looks like we're going to have four good fights on this card, and you know, a lot at stake in every one of these fights. Let's start with the WBC middleweight championship of the world is on the line, as Carlos Adames, who was just upgraded to full champion after Jamal Charlo was finally stripped of his WBC title. Adames is returning on this card, making the first defense of his title against former junior middleweight title challenger Terrell Gausha. Interesting battle here. You know, Adames defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko when he moved up to the weight. He then claimed the vacant interim title and has just kind of been staying busy and waiting around for you know, a big fight, and to be able to defend the belt. And now he's taking on Gausha, which is a good first title defense. Gausha is a 36-year-old veteran. You know, he's fought for the 154-pound title before against Erislandy Lara, lost that fight by a convincing decision. And for the most part, when he's fought his biggest fights, he comes up short. Erickson Lubin, he lost the decision to Tim Tszyu, but also knocked Tszyu down in the first round of that fight. And remember, when he came in an underdog against Jamonte Clark, he destroyed him in only 2 rounds. But in it, you know, in the last 7 years since the loss to Lara, he's fought a total of 8 times and barely has 4 wins in those 8 fights. He's 4-3-1 in those 8 fights. You know, and now he's stepping up again against Carlos Adames, and he's challenging for a world title for his 2nd time. Again, his veteran skills will, you know, have him in the fight. They're both around the same size, so it should be an interesting matchup. I'm looking forward to it. Adames is coming in a solid favorite, but Gausha's been there, and he knows what he's doing. So pretty solid contest for the WBC middleweight title. Looking forward to that one. Then you got Gary Antoine Russell is going to square off against Alberto Puello, the former champ. Both these guys are undefeated. Russell 17-0, 17 knockouts. And then you got Puello, who's 22-0 with 10 knockouts. They're both roughly the same size. I think Puello has a 2-inch reach advantage, and Gary Russell has a 1-inch height advantage. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who can pull this one off, because neither one of these guys were very active in 2023. You know, Gary Russell had a great 2022 where he was moving up the ladder, and he was being rumored to challenge Puello for the WBA belt when Puello was champ. And then Puello ended up getting stripped of the belt, and he didn't fight in 2023 really. And Gary Russell came back to only make one, have one fight, and it ended in the first round. And now he's coming into what, on paper, you know, you can argue is the biggest, the toughest fight of his career so far. But we're gonna see about that, because he has been in a ring with Victor Postal, you know, and a couple decent but not great fighters. So to take on a guy like Puello right here, it's a true crossroads bout, even though it's a battle of undefeateds right here. You know, the winner is going to take a good step forward, and it's just a good 140-pound matchup, and I'm really looking forward to that. Russell and Puello. And then the co-feature, I know they're calling it a double main event. That's only to make David Benavidez feel better. The co-feature is a great light heavyweight interim title fight, as it's going to see as it's going to see David Benavidez battling Alexander Vovcik, the Nail. This is a very good matchup. I keep telling people that to not sleep on Vovcik in this fight. A lot of people are projecting that David Benavidez is going to win without question. I'm not so sure about that. I think it's an interesting matchup, and we're going to see what happens in this one. I think Vovcik is still a very solid fighter, and we're going to see how much he has left in this fight. You know, remember, he was winning on 2 of the 3 cards when he got stopped in the 10th round against Arthur Beterbiev. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But I think it's going to be a good fight right here. Benavidez and Vovcik. I do really like the undercard for this pay-per-view. I think it's going to be pretty solid. Benavidez and Vovcik for an interim title. A battle of undefeated junior welterweight contenders at 140 with Russell and Puello, and then the WBC middleweight title, you know, between Adames and Terrell Gausha. So really looking forward to this PBC card. It takes place Saturday, June 15th on Amazon Prime pay-per-view. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.